Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson. That's Fred Smoot. That's Santana Moss. Guys, if you were a superhero, who would you be? Tan, I'll start with you.
Yeah.
Well, Fred said I'd be Killmonger. So
No,
What?
your
What?
superhero would be Flash.
my superhero.
Because you're so fast, you probably run back in time. I seen him run back in time during a
Yeah,
game.
I've seen him do that in real life already.
Literally,
So.
it was fourth down. He ran back in time. It was first down all over again.
Oh, man.
What about you?
Dude, you said Thor. I like Captain America. I really, who I like the most as my favorite superhero is Batman, because he's like a normal guy, but he just works his butt off. But also then you think about it, now that I'm older, he's also got a lot of money.
Yeah.
So like the money
Tons
kind of
of money.
like swings it the other way. So it's not just work ethic and grind. It's like he got a nice inheritance from his family. But I like heroes that are self-made, that are.
I see the Captain America with
You
you
like
because
that?
you're very wholesome.
I'm very
You know what I'm
wholesome.
saying? You're going to do stuff the right
Yeah.
way. And I'm more of a Deadpool guy. So
You are a
I can
Deadpool
teeter
guy.
the line good
He's
and
an
bad.
anti-hero.
But if it's all hero, I'm pretty much Iron Man. I'm Tony Stark.
Why are you Tony Stark?
Because I'm quick
Tell
with
me
it.
why.
I'm quick with it.
Okay.
Plus, he's the richest dude besides the Black Panther in Marvel. All right? We just got a lot of common.
I want to be Arrow, though. Arrow is my guy.
Arrow?
Yeah.
It's from,
Fred says Green Arrow.
Green Arrow.
from the comics, right?
Nobody actually ever wants to be Hawkeye or Green Arrow. Like, we fight aliens, and he pops up with a bow and arrow.
Yeah, but
like, I'm like, no.
But he got a mean fight game, period, though. So
No. He got survival.
He ain't just have that arrow, man, but he
He's
used
got-
it well.
yeah,
but
yeah.
he F's him up. One of the things I've always said is crazy, because I tell folks this all the time. You know how, like, we don't see ourselves as fighters. You know,
Yeah.
we looking at guys, he's an MMA guy, he's
Yeah.
martial arts, all this stuff. I always wanted to know how to just hit people pressure points. Like, just get
jujitsu.
Teach me how to just be able to go up and mess you up real quick without having to fight
You just want to
Yeah.
show up like Spock and just touch
just
somebody.
touch it, you know what I mean? So I kind of find that interesting. All my life, I always said that I want to learn that, but I never took the time.
Did you ever
never take the
wrestle with people who like know what they're doing, or fighters who know what they're doing? You ever done that?
I ain't got
So I
no
took a
time for
boxing class once, and
I took boxing.
There was an instructor. He was probably 150 pounds.
Yeah.
And he was in there. We're gonna spar, and I was like, I am gonna mess this dude up.
Yeah.
And he had a full like padded suit on,
Yeah.
and like a headgear and everything. So I was like, here we go. And so I started just like throwing hard body shots.
Wheeling that.
And it got to a point where he could time my punches up where I couldn't even touch him.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
probably like midway through, like probably 30 seconds in the first round, I could not hit him. And I was like, and then I was so tired.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
And
he's
that's
about,
what he was waiting
he's about
for.
to wear me out.
He dropped Fifth Ward bees on.
So yeah, it's like a superhero. It's like a superpower when you get to those guys. But
Yeah, it's next level.
all right, so let's talk about this weekend. Let's review the game, or this last weekend, excuse me. Let's review the Philadelphia game, guys. What are your kind of high-level thoughts to start the conversation off? We're getting to like offense, defense here in a second, but what are the high-level thoughts?
Well, my first approach when it came to just pregame, we was talking about, what do you want to see from this team?
Yeah.
I wanted to see a competitive game.
Yeah.
I think I got that.
You got that?
I literally set up there and was like, damn, they gave me what I wanted.
They got
and then
that.
I also added to it, I said, I want to see the game to be so competitive, meaning that at the end, it's going to be one of those games where the best team
One play.
is going to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it was exactly that way. And I feel like it could have went anyway when it comes to just how the outcome, went.
Mm-hmm.
But from our standpoint, that's what you want to see when you go into someone else's home.
Yeah.
You can't go in there with the mentality, because I've been hearing the whole radios talk and folks who just, it's crazy how up here, man. And I've always found this, odd, when it comes to just listening to people who talk sports on radio.
Mm-hmm.
When you're the hometown team, disc jockey or whatever you want to call those guys.
Yeah.
I find it odd when they talk negative about that.
It's
that
a lot of
team.
hate. It's a lot of
You know
hate.
what I mean? It's like after one game, it was already like, oh, it's a boat race coming.
Yeah, and to be fair, it was a bad game. But
It
yeah, I
was,
know what
but
you
I'm
mean.
just
I know
saying,
what you
like,
mean.
how do you go far from
Panicking.
I'm feeling this. What's going on? I'm loving the energy from this team, and then the next week, oh, it's gonna be a boat race coming up. Yeah, Philly. There's no chance they win. So when I'm hearing that, I'm saying to myself, this is why I didn't listen to this when I was playing the game.
Yeah.
Because, like, bro, don't talk then. If you ain't got no love, just keep your comments.
Keep your mouth quiet.
Because I think that's the other thing is I think people think that we, as football players, are like happy when we play badly, or we're
when we
we're
lose.
okay with
Just
it.
because
Like,
we getting paid.
I don't. No, we want to win football games.
Yes.
You don't want to put that out there. So it's just like we have pride in what we do. And that was something that I always found very frustrating.
I like that y'all were just talking about boxing because that's what I'm compared to. That's what I want to see in this game. I want to see a boxing match, and I saw one.
Yeah.
I saw Sam Howell go blow for blow with Jalen Hurts and say, you know what? I'm a quarterback that's trying to get on your level, and I am coming. Went blow for blow with him. I want to see that trench warfare with the offensive line, defensive line, both sides. I saw Sadiq Charles going to war, blow for blow with Jalen Carter and David.
Dude, how about that? How about that? He had a great game.
No, listen. Nick Gates, Cosme, I saw some war going on in there. Then I flipped the page again. Our defensive line gets the best offensive line in football. I saw some brawl fest. I saw Mike Tyson, Evander. I seen somebody ear get bit off. I seen it all in one match. I saw everything I wanted to see. Yes, we came up short, but it's like your son. When he knock on the door and come in the house, he's like, I got in a fight at the park. What happened? I fought him back, but I got a black eye. I'm proud that you took up for yourself, and that's what I felt like the team did.
I think that leads nicely into the next kind of segment. Is there such thing as a moral victory? Like, how do you feel about it? Because, like, okay, you just said you're going to put your thumbs down, but you're proud of them. And I think,
but I don't believe in moral victories because the casino ain't giving out more money. Like, at the end of the day, you won or you lost. So now I got to say this though. You know when you playing and you have these games, you more hot about the fact that we supposed to win this game. You ain't thinking about the reverse of, we hung in there with them. No, man, we gave that game to them. So at the end of the day, we a better team than them, and we feel that, and we can't wait to play you the next time.
You know, I'm not one of those guys that look for him as a player. You know, as a player.
No, as a player,
so I can see every guy in that locker room probably disgusted about how it feels today, knowing that, man, we just went. They gave us their best. They gave us their best shot, and we probably
at home.
We probably got screwed a couple of times from calls that we could have easily won that game. Could have been in our favor. But when I look at it from a fan standpoint, and the guy who's watching and covering this team, you said it. Proud. I'm proud that they went out there and made up for what they showed at home a week ago. And not only just the team, certain individuals. You know what I mean? Like especially your quarterback. When you have a young quarterback. You know how much is, determined on his shoulders and his legs.
Every play.
And it's like, when you're watching the game, especially just hearing people talk about or comparing him, I'm like, I feel you. We know that he can play. He showed that already. But what can we do as an offense that helps him? Because, when you see a quarterback that has tendencies of doing some of the things he's shown, okay, now we got to adjust. It might start with the guy who's calling the plays. I have to adjust and make this offense. I can't keep putting him in a situation where I know he's going to be detrimental to himself. So I saw that. EB has been in his bags from week one. But I saw him go a little further and say, let me protect them a little differently.
With the play calling.
But still get to what I'm trying to get to on the field. And that's what I love the most about it, because you see the growth, as a whole. Not just from individuals, but you saw the guys who needed to rise, but you also saw the team play together.
We saw the bully in the schoolyard, and we looked him in the face, and we fought him.
And I agree, man. I think, moral victory is kind of a bad word, especially when you're, hyper competitive. And I think the guys on the team probably don't feel this, But when I think about it, I'm like, man, the quarterback played well. The offensive line played better. The running game looks solid. You got competitive. You got Terry involved. You got the coordinator calling, in his bag. I just remember, they had a 3-and-out. And then the next drive, it's like, what's he going to come out with? Is it a run? You want to be conservative? Is it a quick game? Little sprint roll. Easy, nice, easy 7-yard completion. Sets you up on a nice 2nd and 3, and then you're able to get a first down. So I from an offensive standpoint, I thought there was a lot of stuff that made me say, that was awesome. And I just think about the composure, man, the composure of the team in that last drive. And I was like,
it's unbelievable.
I can't think of, since I was, when I was playing or when I was covering the team, of just being so confident or seeing a group so confident in those moments.
Not make the small mistakes.
100%.
Not make the small mistakes. Not shoot themselves in the foot, and just continue to grind. And I really felt this. People will say right now today, Philadelphia on paper probably one of the best, if not the best roster in football. I looked at us side by side with them. We got as many athletes as they do. And even though it's this thing of we represent Alabama Crimson Tide over here, we got their best for 10 years and they got Georgia's best. But I saw a team that we matched up with. We got as many athletes as they do.
One of the things that stood out too is I remember listening to, I'm not sure if it was Terry or somebody on the offensive side said, one thing we do, we run that 2-minute drill well in practice. And
they do.
I smiled about it because I remember how solid we was with Cal with the 2 minutes. Like, we got into win, and we was like, open for the score. Yeah. Like, you knew the plays was just like there. We knew, like, man, when I hear, we was like, because I gotta be closer to the tight end, so I'm playing the gator position, playing the slot. And I knew I'm basically I'm gonna be the one that's moving. Yeah. Me or the tight end gonna be moving, from left to right, everybody else standing in their spots. But I was watching them on that drive, and I'm like, bro, they got a bounce in their step. You know what I mean? That they're confident with every play that's being called right now. They know they can go out and make a play. And what was surprising to me is that the one that I thought could have been an easy touchdown by I think it was Curtis. When the ball skipped the ground, he threw it quick. It was like a slant.
I know what you're
talking
talking
about.
Curtis
catches that clean, probably he scores. I mean, he can walk in. But the guy was a little, right there on him. But we had 1 second left. And I'm like, man, we got lucky on that one but it was great because he threw it quick. He made a quick decision.
Understood. I got to get at least one
only
more
5
play out of it.
Well, also, I think in that situation, like games on the line, I think there was 5 seconds left in the game when they were running that play, or maybe 6. They bring all out, or 6-man pressure. So he's got to be hot, and he got to get the ball out. And it actually ends up playing better for us because they get into more conservative coverage structure for the last play. And we're able to kind of find our best matchup. Do you remember that play? It used to be called it was like I'll go stop or something like that with Kyle, right? And you just kind of play, like get open in the end zone, kind of, and find your best matchup. So love that, man. I love that there's that confidence. I love that they were able to bounce back too. I mean, like, they couldn't have played worse last week. They couldn't have played against the Bills. Like, it was a tough game for everybody. And then for them to come out and just there's something there, right? There's something. They
gained some respect.
Yes,
that's what they did. You didn't get a victory.
But I'm saying as a coach, as a guy who played, like, there's something there, like, that you can't define. A quality to the team that gives you confidence moving forward. And I don't know who's responsible. Is that EB? Is that Sam? Is that Terry? Is that the leadership? Whatever it is,
I think
man.
It's a little bit of everything. I think it's a gumbo. I think it's a little bit of everything. And this team, but like, listen, this team is not afraid of Philadelphia. They proved that the last 2 years. If that's going to be your measuring stick, we're not that far off.
Yeah. And so I think, like, obviously we feel pretty good about what they did offensively because I think there's a lot of, like, they were great on third down. They were great in the red zone. There was some creativity in the red zone. B-Rob ran hard. Like, it wasn't maybe the most efficient game for B-Rob, but he had some physical runs.
Gibson had some good runs in there.
The O-line was physical. And, like, they weren't the best. But, like, there was a lot of positive stuff offensively. The thing I think that a lot of fans are upset about today is the third quarter offensively.
Oh, we disappeared.
Yeah. Well, what I'd say, I actually just went and watched
5
that.
yards.
I thought it was ball control by Philadelphia.
No, that was too. But so that one drop, by Jahan.
I got it written down
that
right here.
That drive there, I think, could have been something that we could have put together.
Build off of.
So what I will say is, like, outside of the third quarter, they were really efficient on third down. The offense was. And then in the third quarter, you have a drop by Jahan on 3rd and 4, and you have a sack on 3rd and 4 the next series. And so, like, you just don't get to you don't get to play football at that point.
You talked about it last week all the time. I swear I love talking to you guys because when I'm sitting there watching the game, it's not a down that goes by or a series that I'm not hearing you guys. No, the things that you guys are saying coming up. Like, you talking about defense. We talking about when I saw A.J. Brown line up on the little young fella, I'm like, Fred said this dude asked for this. And then I'm like, I seen the double moves, and me and B. Mitch talking about. They said, well, he's susceptible to double moves. And so I'm like, damn, it is crazy how it's so much stuff
because
you watching.
He's so aggressive,
and then you seeing other teams knowing clues about certain individuals. That's when football goes beyond just the X's and O's. You got people that's really studying
the Jimmy and the Joes,
studying this game. So what you said, that was key, and I had my eyes on that. It's about possessing the ball. It's about how long can we keep the ball moving, converting on third downs, doing what we do. And when I saw that first drive, I was like, right there, they came out and showed y'all it's gonna be a long day.
That first quarter, they had one drive, we had one drive. That was the quarter,
and that's because you're possessing the football, you're converting on third down. And so I think, like, that, like, when you look at that third quarter, like, if you're curious, fans, drop on third down and a sack on third down. They're both manageable. They're both in 3rd and 4. So
I've been saying we stayed ahead of the chain.
And then I guess you'd say, well, maybe you'd like the defense to be able to be a little bit stouter. But let's talk about the defense real quick because I think, like, Ron talked about Forbes. I kind of think the defense it's hard for me to evaluate the defense, and I'll tell you why. I did the first drive, and I go through and I'm like, oh, here's a 3rd and 8. They converted on a pass over the middle of the field. Excuse me. And I say to myself, like, that's just defense. Like, there's only a couple opportunities to, like, win. And if you don't win in those situations, it's tough.
It's tough.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a weakness to every defense.
Yeah. So
the great quarterbacks find those.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say, that first drive, it's like 14 plays for them.
Yeah.
And I think they were okay. I think Jack likes that. He likes long drives, bend but don't break.
Yeah.
And then I think when you get to the second half, there's just an explosion
of big plays.
Of big plays. And that is the difference.
Well, here go the thing about it. We watched a veteran wide receiver school a young cornerback on, and I was literally watching the game, and I'm like, seriously, like I'm putting my brain in his body while I'm watching the game, and I'm like, all right, this is what you got to learn about a receiver that understands that you're faster than him, you're taller than him, you're longer than him. He's finna one up you with this. Yeah. All right, he finna use your leverage against you. He's finna irritate you. He's finna run over you. Yeah. He's finna do whatever he can to get you off his game. And after like the third catch, I can see Forbes getting frustrated. That's when you got to really get in your bag and say, you know what? I came in here trying to play him like a football player. I need to play him like a basketball player. Yeah. I need to shadow him. I don't need to catch him. Yeah. Like after the second quarter, the first thing I would ask coach is, I'm pressing. Yeah. I'm finna take this route tree, because if you're playing off at 7 yards, he can run every route under the tree. If I go press him, it's either fade or slant. It changes everything.
Let's talk about that real quick, because they're on the first explosive of the second half. It's like 13. The clock says 13, yeah. So 2 minutes into the third quarter. They run that Tampa 2, or they run that fade versus cover 2.
Yeah.
And Forbes just kind of blaze a hand on him in cover 2.
He got to reroute.
And if you look at Fuller on the other side, right, he's widening like Devontae Smith doesn't even get into his route.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, like, there is something where, again, I'm not in the room.
Yeah.
And you saying being physical. Like, you can't be physical in all the coverages we run here.
Yeah. Sometimes cover 2, you can.
Sometimes it's quarters, sometimes it's two, sometimes it's man. Mm-hmm. You got to pick your spots, right? You've said that on the show before.
Yeah.
But what I'd say is, like, why not in that situation be a little bit more?
You got help.
You got help. You got help.
But you got to be physical in there, because the thing about
it disrupts the timing.
I would say what makes cover 2 potent is the fact that 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. If I rerouted you on the outside, they got to throw it inside where we want you to throw it at. So now that's what he has to understand. He came from a man-to-man thing. Here, you take him, you take him. Yeah. So he plays. I bet when he hears cover 2, he's like, oh, I get a chance to go jump and steal me some balls.
That's kind of how he played it. That's kind of how he played it.
And
he played it like as if he was waiting for something. He looked back like, I want something underneath right now. Yeah. But, and this is my take on that, because I feel like I got reroute. Guys know who's a threat. And not to say that A.J. Brown's not a threat, but I don't think Forbes took him as a threat stretching the field. So he just like, all right, let me play him.
He can't beat me running.
Let me just let him run out there. I got a guy over the top.
Yeah.
And boom, you know what I mean? Jalen Hurts hit you with one. But that's what I would say. And I'm no coach, or I'm no defensive back. But if I got a chance to slow you down, knowing I got help, I'm gonna be so violent with you right now, because you going outside, you ain't coming inside, and I'm underneath, regardless of what you do. So even if you say, okay, I don't want to go out there, I'm gonna go in here, let you go, because I'm gonna play underneath you like I should. So I questioned that first play too, and I was like, damn. Why didn't he just let him fly by like that? And then Jalen took advantage of it, shot it in the hole.
They hit him in that honey hole.
A great hole shot.
I got a PhD in cover 2 playing for Mike Tomlin.
Oh, did you?
I played for Mike Tomlin. Yeah. We got Mike Tomlin the head coaching job.
In Minnesota.
We had a top 5 defense in Minnesota. Big Pat Williams, Kevin Williams, my D tackle. But he taught me how to play a triangle. And the triangle for the corner over here is, you go outside, I press you outside, I got to come back to that point, and then I'm attacking here. You go inside, I'm going to play flat line, I'm coming here, and I'm probably going to have to go out. I need to teach Forbes that mentality. You're playing a triangle when you are playing cover 2. If you can master playing that triangle, you have no wasted steps. No wasted steps, and you always going to be able to get the ball.
That's interesting.
Because guess what? If you're a wide receiver and you're trying to get outside of me, what am I going to do? Push you outside. The first thing I'm going to have to do is run back to an angle inside, and I'm probably going to have to go down and tackle the running back. So the play, I'm stretching the play out to the point where I'm bending it to my wheel.
It's funny when you look at Fuller on that clip, right? On the other side, that's kind of how he plays it. He widens them out, eyes inside, falls back late. And again, I think the other thing it allows, I think it's Cam, or maybe, no, it's Cam or Forrest on that, to get over the top and be a little bit more on time.
Patient. They can go get their ball and then hold it.
Well, if you really want to look at it, he learned a lot.
No, so
he got schooled.
So that was my next question.
It's a lesson.
Is like there's that play, there's the pump, the bubble and go, right, where he was blocking, right?
Yep.
And then there's a double move.
Yep.
So I think a lot of people are really frustrated with Forbes. But
football.
you know, like it's football, and how would you like? What would you say? What would you say to a fan, Tana, who's like, man, he's a bust or he's not this? Because I don't see him as a bust.
Not even close.
It's like
First
what
of
is it?
all.
It's his 5th game. Or something.
Yeah.
First of all, 5th game and probably the only game he really looked like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
one game.
Yeah.
And what I said last week, I said we have to make an emphasis of stopping the run, and everybody in the back end. This is where you earn your keep at.
Yeah.
You gotta be who you say you is right now.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I feel like our defensive mind. I mean, you could go back and watch what I said pregame.
Yeah.
I said our defensive back got to come in here with a different mentality because it's gonna be on us in the passing game because we want to make sure we dedicate everything we got up front to stop and slowing those guys down. We don't want them to get into one of those matches where they just ground and pound. You know what I mean? So our defensive back should have had that mindset, man. Look. Mano a mano, two of the best in our division and the league.
Yeah.
I feel like both of these guys are like top 10 wide receivers.
They are.
In the league, not the division. They might be top 3 in the division. We had this talk before. So Ford's been a young guy, so a lot of things when you're young and so athletically gifted, you're not doing all that stuff he just talked about.
Yeah.
He's not playing no triangle. He's not playing no hands because he feel like I can make up everything with my feet.
And coming up with a custom
with my
plan
speed.
for a custom person.
Yeah.
That's what he has to understand. He got because he's still writing his book. So I'm telling people, as he check people, he's writing a book on every receiver he's checking.
Yeah.
So the other thing I would just point out too is just like these are details, right? These are details of playing the position, and Tana hit it, I think, on the head pretty closely. There is you're a young guy from a different scheme. You're going against guys who are bigger, stronger, faster, and some of the stuff you did in college
is not going to work.
You know,
it ain't gonna work.
I really believe that's one of the reasons Chase struggled when he got to the league, like as a rookie, in terms of understanding what he could.
Because he had no pass moves
from a pass rush.
Counters.
Because the guys are bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. Talk about developing your little black book. Those offensive linemen are like, he doesn't go inside or he does whatever.
He doesn't have a counter move to his speed.
I shared that with y'all about me as a receiver. Like I didn't watch film on guys. I wouldn't watch film on guys. But when I got here, it still worked for me because I feel like being a receiver, my goal was just as long as I knew what I had to do. If I know man in zone, you know what I mean? I know when it's mano a mano as a man, I'm just gonna beat you, you know? And I'm a finesse guy. I'm not finna sit up there and razzle that. You know, I'm not wrestling with nobody. So I'm gonna get around you and I'm gone. You know, I'm not taking no time, I'm not wasting no time. But I feel like it came a point in my career when things slowed down, when my knee injury started piling up, when I started that second and third knee surgery.
Noggin.
Now I started saying, I'm gonna watch this dude today. Because I was still separating at a older age, but it's still I feel like in my mind, like I can't just go out there and just take him for granted. You know what I mean? I need to find something that he does or he doesn't do well. So I just feel like he just got to get back to just knowing who to play with and who not to. You know what I mean? But at the same time, still be himself. I don't feel
reality hit him. All right. Welcome to the NFL.
Yeah, I said that.
Welcome to the NFL. Now, the quick part is, can he have a true DB memory, which is no memory at all, and get ready for the next game? But he's a DB because
if you watch that game, he almost had an interception later on in the game.
Like he's always almost got an interception.
When I'm listening to what you said, you asked the question, what these fans are talking about. No, watch the game. If you see he got beat, which happens in this league, then he got a chance to truly cover this guy and blanket him. You know what I mean? A few times when he didn't, when AJ Brown didn't have a double move to use or go in his bag and grab, this guy was all over him. So you just have to understand the game.
And he caught 5 hitches. He caught 5 stop routes. So they was setting it up. And that's when, as a player, I'm like, no, I got to go press him. I'm going to go take the air out of the play and force him to run 2 routes. I'd rather check 2 routes than 10. And that's what pressing does. And I think he should have did that because then they can't set me out on double. Because I was like that too. I have to say they was always trying to set me up with double moves. Like that was the way to beat me. I took that out of their repertoire by pressing.
Well, in some ways it was good that he got beat on the double move. Because it gave us enough time
to go play again.
So maybe he did that on purpose.
Good play, Forbes.
But the other thing I just say too is like people protection catching a lot of heat the pass rush is also catching a lot of heat this week.
They played against the best offensive line.
I thought they did some good stuff, but I think as they play against different groups, you'll see more production of that. All right, so let's talk about this. This is the thing that I think is really interesting about this game. to go for 2 or to not go for 2?
That is
the question. There you go.
Damn if we do, damn if we don't. Right? That's how I feel.
I mean, just imagine, like we're not second guessing Ron's decision. If Fred Smoot is the head coach.
Coach Showtime is my name.
Coach, no, you can't take that. That's taken. Dion has
his name is Coach Primetime. Mine is Showtime.
I feel like that's a little derivative.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're kind of like trying to get on those coattails.
Just call me Coach Show.
Coach Show?
All right.
I don't know, Tana. What do you think?
Man, I don't know what the hell he does. All
right, so go for 2, not go for 2. You're the coach. You got the whistle. What are we doing?
I'm trying to get out of there.
Me too. I think,
it's Philadelphia. We hung in there for 4 quarters. I don't think I can ask my team to go there 5th quarter.
Yeah.
Because you know what a 5th quarter do to a team. And I just feel like right then, making that play with like 1 second left, the momentum, we got it.
It's for you.
I'm finna go, you know what, fellas, 1 more play.
Yeah.
Give me everything y'all got.
For 1.
1 more play.
And you said this too, like that's maybe the best roster in football. And it's just my experience that when you're going up against really good rosters, and the game goes longer,
they get better.
They tend to win. You know what I'm saying? They're just physically better than you. So I'd probably go for 2. A couple things I want to just. How about you, Tanner? What would you do?
So I would say this: for what they did, I wasn't mad. I
don't think anybody was mad.
I was okay with them, knocking the field goal. I mean, the extra point in and seeing those guys in overtime. Because you look at overtime, we had a chance. But I would say that if you ask me the question, depending on what I got in my bag as an offensive play caller, I'm asking him, do we got something that they ain't seen or a wrinkle that we can really get them with?
Yeah.
If we got that, I'm going with it. I'm going for it. Because I just feel like when you have the champs of your division on their heels.
You got to go and do it.
I was there. The stadium was like
silent.
It's like somebody just stole something from
really?
them. And, bro, it went from, it was a packed house.
Yeah.
It went from these guys with F***ing you and drinking their beer and
cheesesteaks everywhere.
Singing their little fight song, their little touchdown song, and it went just like you can hear a pin drop. So when I got all that riding with me, let's go. They shocked right now. And the defense don't want to go out there another play. You know what I mean? Like they might be ready, but they not psychologically they not ready. They like, man, they just gave us we done gave it to them at home.
Yeah.
And they just brought it back. Showed us that we not the team we y'all thought we were. So I would have probably went for it,
It just it's all about home game and away game for me. Yeah. Because it's an away game, I'm going for 2.
I think away game, the situation, the way the game had been going, I think it all kind of leads you there. But I think, Tanner, you bring up a fantastic point because as an offensive play caller, you usually only carry like 2 kind of short yardage
emergency plays,
2-point conversion plays, and they called one earlier with the jet sweep.
Yeah,
and I wonder if they didn't have another one that they really liked, or something that they felt really good about. And so, again, if you don't have something that you love there, like you were saying, let's get on to let's play the game.
We've seen both things play out. New York, we went for 2. Yeah. And everybody was like, why we ain't go to overtime? And now we went to overtime. Why we ain't go to 2? Yeah, so it's just,
But then you also remember, too, we did this in, if I'm not mistaken, that was Atlanta.
I remember that. I was talking about that the other day.
I scored the touchdown, and then we went for 2. And we also did this against Tampa. Home. You wasn't here then. I think you was here 2010. You was here?
2010,
Yeah, remember it was raining?
Yeah.
And I scored in that game and went for 2. So I've been a part of those games. Then when you don't do it, you as a player, you like, damn, I did all that, and then we still lose. You know what I mean? So, damn, like I say, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I think at the moment right there, if that was the call that the head coach made.
Mm-hmm. You got to go with it.
We riding with it.
So that leads us to the overtime period, which is I didn't think was a bad sequence. Yeah. But you get that ball to Terry, which is a great throw by Sam.
Inches.
Really great catch. And I don't know the rule, but that was the weird. I don't think I've ever seen it.
The rule is, I guarantee it's going to be talked about this week.
Hey, the foot on
I guarantee.
Our body is part of the field.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Once his arm hit it and Terry's shoe hit it.
Yeah.
It's impossible for his shoe to touch the white line until he goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
Once he touched flat on that foot, he's in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a catch.
Yeah.
I've had the catch happen to me before.
Bro,
oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, bro, that's a catch. I mean, you got to watch it, bro. It was crazy because you see the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, they replayed it so much, and you would think that we are at their house. They won't show the replay. Bro, the man, it was all type of green grass in between them. When his foot was on him, planted on his arm.
It
wasn't until he rolled
to go out of bounds.
To go out of bounds is when he touched the white.
Yes.
So it was a catch, just like the of Devontae Adams catch or no catch.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Bro, they showed it so much. You saw the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, but I think it was all about the initial call. Like the initial call was incomplete. They didn't have enough evidence to overturn that. So I think if the initial call was a catch, then they wouldn't have had enough information to turn it back.
It was home cooking at its finest.
You know
listen, it was home. Hey, look, we here, and it was like we ain't finna let them go out like this here.
So they gave us Philly
Don't make it no iffy call, because I don't feel like they gave us anything. We went and
took it.
Okay, everyone. We had a couple, holding call, like defensive holding calls that extended drives.
They're human too. They had some calls.
De'Ami Brown deep ball. That was a PI.
That was a PI.
First of all, if De'Ami ran the post and the damn safety had his arm on him already.
Oh, dude.
It's already a PI.
Yeah. Well, so I know we're talking about like defensive or referees here, but how about the one where Terry's running the post and Sam leaves that sucker high on the hash as opposed to stuff.
And that's what I was saying too. Like when you take those shots,
everything.
But when you take those shots, those are shots that you don't get back. Terry made a statement about you get opportunities, they don't come back.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying in the game. Like, bro, we took shots for the first time. I haven't seen a lot of shots this year.
Yeah,
off play action too.
Quarterback wise, to me, I think when it comes down to what Sam has shown us, when it's time to put that ball in the air, he's pinpoint. He's putting it right in your chest. But those deep balls, he has to know. You had a post. Just throw it to the opposite side of the field. Now, I understand, too, that you don't know. Well, you should know because you're a quarterback. You're reading and stuff. So you should know if there's a safety there or not from reading the coverage.
Based on the coverage.
He got to let that thing go on an angle away, not this. Because he just came from over there. Why would you throw it that way and he's going this direction?
But they go trial and error.
He
has to do it to learn what not to do.
Because that was an easy touchdown.
Yeah, but I think about opportunities like that. I think about some of the holding calls that extended drives for us. And what I'm saying is that I feel like it not evened out because that last call was a big call, but there were things that led touchdowns earlier. All right, I'm excited for this game because I'm really curious to see Tana, obviously what you have to say, but Fred's just ridiculous reactions here. All right, so we're doing Commanders confidence meter on a scale of 1 to 10. How confident would you be if one of these quarterbacks I'm about to say would be your quarterback for this upcoming game? Okay,
so we trading quarterbacks, and you want to know, will I take this quarterback over?
It's not even. It's just like so. Like let's start with Sam Howell.
Yeah,
your confidence in Sam Howell to have a good game this week against the Bears.
7.
7.
7 out of 10.
I think I'm a 7 as well.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. You, what are you feeling?
7 on the day.
And I think a lot of people say, "Oh, well, what about that Buffalo game?"
I don't care nothing about that.
Yeah.
But you're going to go up and down. But I just feel like you've seen some of that composure, some of that leadership, and you say,
and that talent.
I just feel like also too, you have to understand divisional games are different from games of teams that you don't really, you don't know. Chicago, we played them last year, but this is a game that you can't just say we know what they do. We don't know what Chicago's going to bring. You know what I mean?
But I guess I'm to that point. I'm confident that Sam is going to play at a certain level.
7, most definitely. And I want to say this about Sam. I don't think I ever seen him smile yet. And I love quarterbacks that don't smile. Jalen Hurts is the same way. Jalen Hurts don't smile.
What are you talking about?
He's not emotional.
The boy said he loved married quarterbacks 1 minute. Now he loves them at home.
I love married quarterbacks that don't smile. Tom Brady never smiled. Like, one thing about it is they emotionally like there. Like, when I look at Sam, he can throw a touchdown. He ain't smiling. He can get sacked. He's just there.
Y'all let me know when the next topic.
I'm just telling you.
All right. Okay. So now that's Sam. I think I would. If you said 6 at home, if you said 6, we're on board with 6. That's fine. We're relatively confident he's going to be good. All right. Now let's get to Mac Jones. On a scale of 1 to 10, if Mac Jones was our quarterback this week, what is your confidence level that he's going to do a good job?
0.
No, it cannot be 0.
Listen, Mac Jones is through. Before he even got started, like, Mac Jones is one of those guys that he didn't kick like 7 people in the groin. He's an outlaw right now. Matt Jones is just, I'm sorry, he's not right now.
I would probably give him like a 3 or 4.
I just don't like. I don't think what we do is fitting for him. I don't like his arm strength.
So you're saying 0.
I said 0.
And you're saying 0.
I'm saying I don't like quarterbacks with
Mac, I'm going to give you some love. I'm going to say 3. Okay,
that's with Matt, but I just don't like him for what we do.
If you said 0 for him, how about Zach Wilson?
Well, you know what? Zach's performance last night, and I seen his teammates consoling him. I'm giving Zach 1.5.
Okay, all right, 1.5 because recency bias.
0.
Well, I think this is okay. 0. Why Santana?
I just don't like a guy that's confidence and a little shaky. You know what I mean?
It's shaky.
I like how you said that. Shaky.
I look at it like, look, that's what I got ride with me most of the time. Most of the time, I outwilled dudes because of my confidence.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't have no belief in that damn quarterback, but I just knew, man, I'm finna beat him. You know what I mean? Like, you might have to just throw me. I'm gonna catch with my neck. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like how he throw me the ball, I'm gonna beat you. So you the quarterback, and I'm not. I can't.
Trust you?
Trust me, man. Look here. We ain't got a chance.
All right. We ain't got a chance. Okay.
Zach Wilson.
0.
All right. So, hey. So, Tana's given a couple zeros.
Yeah.
You gave a 1.5. Okay.
I gave 1.5.
I'm going to give him, I'm not as confident as him. I'm going to give him a 1. Okay. Desmond Ridder. Confidence if he was your quarterback.
I like Ridder. Give me 5.
5?
That's a lot.
I like Ridder.
5.
Ridder just he's in one of the situations where he just haven't had a chance to develop. You know, he's forced to play right now. His game is semi like the kid out there in Love in Green Bay. They have that game where they can beat you with their legs. He has a nice enough You don't think so?
I don't know. I think I'd be more confident in Love. How about you?
Yeah, I become a Love. Give me Love all day
You
long.
were saying that 2 years ago about Love.
No, I said that. What did I say in the offseason?
You did say
I said Love is going to be a player.
They're going to be. You said they were going to be better with Love at quarterback. I believe.
I told you that.
Yeah.
I told you when I seen him throwing.
What game was that when they won? I
don't know.
The Saints. I was like, Fred's going to be insufferable, and here you are being insufferable.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so what do you got for Ridder, Fred?
I got a 3 for Ridder.
3? Okay, I like it. 3.
I don't feel so good about
Russell Wilson. What do we got?
Give me
the
6.
governor.
Give me a 6 with Russell.
6.
6.
All right, 6. What you got?
Man, I like Russell.
Give me a 5 for the governor.
5?
Yeah.
I think I'm in that same ballpark.
Yeah.
6-5. I'm for some reason I'm a little more confident in Sam. Maybe because I've watched all those
First of all, Russell feels like his confidence is shot.
But it feels like he's getting back.
I feel like he's back to himself a little bit.
Like he's not back to what he was, but he's definitely on his way back.
He still got a damn arm on him. He's still
would you go to a restaurant that Russell is cooking in? Because I would.
Okay.
He ain't cooking to me.
All right, Dak Prescott.
I like 8 for Dak. Y'all be sleeping on Dak, man. Look, Dak
I'm a Mississippi State Bulldog.
Dak just don't run as much no more.
And that's the problem.
But I understand that. But Dak still throws
So what's
that
your
damn
number,
ball,
Fred?
man.
It's a 6 for Dak right now because he ain't been forced to throw touchdown. Defense is winning the game.
So you're more confident in Sam Howell right now?
For what we're doing, yes, because Sam's still using his legs.
Right.
So Sam gets us 2 cheap first downs every game.
You put Dak over here, they not that far apart. I like Dak though. I think.
No, yeah, but you think they're close. Like you think in a couple, maybe the end of the season, they're better.
If you think that,
I just feel like
Sam has already got a heads
up.
up.
I just feel like Dak at a stage right now where he's older and he's wiser because of his injury.
Yeah.
So he's not doing it, but he can still. You know what I'm saying? So with our offensive line, if he's in that situation where he sees that this pocket is collapsing, he's gonna take off and run. He's gonna get what he have to get. So that's why I give him an 8 because I know he's going to do the right thing with the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want that price tag.
All right. And then we got our last one, Justin Fields. I'm so curious to see what you guys got to say about this.
I think Justin Fields is an anomaly that the team doesn't know what to do with. I got a 5. I got a 5.
You are more confident in him
than who?
I guess, yeah, you're on brand.
I'm right. I'm on pace.
You're on brand.
Yeah, thank you.
You're even with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So
They just played each other in the game, went to the wire.
You're even on both.
I'm even on both, meaning one have youth on his sides, the other one got knowledge on his. All right, but I think the better athlete is Justin Fields.
Give me a 7.
What?
He's giving out lunch money today.
No, but he was crushing these earlier guys. Really?
So tell me who I crushed, and I can tell you why that he's fit.
So you gave Russell Wilson a 6.
Yeah, Russell Wilson a 6. Only reason I gave Russell Wilson a 6 because I just feel like one of the things he talked about his confidence, but I still feel like Russ still can throw the ball. So I'm not sure who the guy he is. Ever since he been married, you said it. I'm gonna give you that one. He said something about married quarterbacks, but he said something about Russell being married. When he got his girlfriend, he became a different Russ.
Yep.
So that's and we just talking.
This is the deep analysis you guys are here for.
Yeah, we just talking, have some
married
fun.
people game
But I just feel
change.
like I still have a little faith in Russ. Why I gave him a 6. Now everybody else, I gave who a 0?
Mac Jones
and Zach
Wilson, and you gave Desmond Ridder a 5. I guess you're kind of on pace. Yeah. I don't know. See, I'd probably, based on how Justin Field played the first 3 weeks of the season, my confidence level was 0.
This is my reason for you asked us if Justin Fields
his coaching
is
terrible.
And I just feel like if you watch the Justin Fields last year, that coordinator say, look, this is what I got to do with him.
Yeah.
I'm sure EB would do the same thing. And this is what I can do with this talent. He has a talent like semi Mike Vick type, you know what I mean? He can throw the ball.
He's a runner. He can do
run.
whatever he needs
so
to do.
why would I be sitting here trying to drop him back in the pocket? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit him there.
I think that's a good point. Like EB probably could get a little bit more out of him.
Yeah,
but like
Eberflus is just
in terms of his ability to run like an NFL offense.
Traditional offense, no.
It's not great. It's not very high.
But you cater offense to him if you're smart.
Kyle Shanahan offense, he would be.
He would be great. He would be great. He'll be great. He'll be headed to the Pro Bowl.
So let me just say this real quick. So one of the things I like about his performance in the last game, so against Denver, is I thought they did a good job of kind of running keepers. But instead of running keepers like Kyle used to run them, where it's like a ball fake, back to defense, he's running it from the gun. So his eyes are on the defense. He can see the rusher. He can get depth, hit the guy in the flat, giving him easy throws, finding screens, lots of vertical route concepts. So I'll go special, I'll go. He's hitting the seams, right? Because people are playing cover 3 against him, right?
Because they got to look at the quarterback.
And they're playing cover 3. They have to have another guy in the box for all the zone read stuff they do. So you get these nice seam throws. He did a good job hitting that. And then he did some stuff off schedule. So he did kind of, to me, that's the formula for him.
Yeah.
Find easy throws, easy reads.
Windows.
Let him rush the football and take advantage of simple coverage structures that the defenses are presenting to you.
We can only run so much with a running quarterback.
100%. You can only run so much, but also you can. I think that's something I'm interested about. Like for this Thursday night preview, what does Jack do? Right? What does Jack do to kind of bottle him up and take away that stuff that they do really well? Because Jack has been very, very deliberate about not playing an 8-man box. Even against Philadelphia, I thought they'd be in Cinco. I thought they'd have everybody in the box. He was like, no, we're going to have 6 guys in here, so we're better than you up front. Figure it out. And so do you do that against a quarterback that runs as much as Justin? And do you stay in this quarter structure, or do you say, let's heat him up, let's put him under pressure? What would you guys do?
I say let's heat him up. I want to make his progression speed up. Because if I speed him up, now he's going to make mistakes. I want him to turn the ball over. And the way I make him turn the ball over is to let him watch all the film and watch us doing all this non-blitzing for him to show up Thursday night and me to sick the dogs on him. That's what I should do.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
I want to see us hunt after him. I mean, you have to make him sweat a little more than what he thinks he's going to get.
So let's talk about their offensive line and the matchups we get, because one of the things their offensive line I think is playing.
It's better than last year.
Better, but it's not great.
Good.
They got Darnell Wright, the rookie out of Tennessee. We loved him playing right tackle. He's fine. Good football player, a little bit up and down, but he's a rookie. Rookie. But I think like a guy like Montez Sweat should be able to
dominate,
to work on him. I think about what he did against
Lane Johnson won't have it.
Lane Johnson.
Lane Johnson does that to a lot of people.
Lane Johnson's a beast, my dog.
Yeah.
So then I'd say, well, look what he did against Paris Johnson, and Paris Johnson's good.
Yeah.
But I think Montez got the better of him, right?
Yep.
Nate Davis is the guy they paid a lot of money to from Tennessee. And that's the guy that, remember last year when they played Tennessee, John Allen did the hump move and literally ejected him
out the club.
into the quarterback. So even though he's a good football player, Nate Davis, I think John Allen has his number, right?
Can't wait for him.
I guess my point here, and then Patrick Lucas is the center. He's a good football player. He's the guy that's like a 350-pound center, just like a kind of a big old guy.
Just a blob of stuff.
Cody Whitehair, I played with when I was in Chicago. He was a really good football player, right? So I think I like that matchup with Payne.
You played with him.
I played with him.
Well, he should be old enough for us to beat him like a drum. We know.
And then the right tackle is Larry Braum, who is not. He's playing fine, but lots of chip help for him, and I think Chase could take advantage. So with that being said about the offensive line, is do we need to blitz with that offensive line protecting him?
Not really.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, thank you,
But what I think, to give him a little credit, I just understand Fred.
Don't give Fred
credit. I got to give him a little bit.
Okay,
sometimes
that's fine.
The truth don't lie.
He tells on himself a lot. He always talking about two lips gonna tell a lie.
And he's always lying.
But I will say this. At times when you have a guy like that who can't just see it, you have to make him speed that clock up. And it might force him to run a lot. And we don't want him to do that.
Well, I want him running backwards.
But I want to make sure you bring a couple in there just to get him uneasy. Not because he gets comfortable when he sit back there. He can throw the damn ball. You got to make him uneasy because he's a guy, like I say, with a lot of talent. And if he gets going, he gets hot.
I'm telling Jamin Davis, you're gonna be scouting this dude all day long. Put Fields on the field. Like your job. All day long. If he drops back in the pocket, go get him. All right, if he runs sideline to sideline, go get him. You the spy for him.
I was going to ask you, have you noticed that about when we be playing guys now? We see those delayed blitzes every now and then. Like that.
That's the blitz.
That's the blitz.
Let the offensive lineman commit.
Let them do it.
And let it open up and
then
go get it.
You swing that linebacker or whoever you got in that box around.
They did it all. They did it all day with 41.
They ran those really well. The Commanders ran those really well against Buffalo, actually. Yeah. And then for whatever reason, they didn't run them quite as well against Philadelphia. I felt like they were doing something with their cadence.
Yeah.
They kind of got them off center a little bit. Mm-hmm. But just to give you some context on this offensive line, so on PFF, they only had one dude grade above 60.
That's terrible.
Against the Broncos.
Yeah.
And the Broncos,
yeah,
as you know, all of our offensive linemen, even though we gave up 5 sacks, all graded above 67.
Yeah.
Just to give you some context. And the one guy who graded above 60 was Darnell Wright, who graded at 60.5.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like saying, you guys want to bring pressure?
We can beat him up front.
What if we just disguise what we're doing in the back end and confuse him from a coverage shell standpoint? You know, and just because I think one of the things that Denver did is they were like, here's cover 3, bro. Throw, you know what I mean? Like, what if it looks like cover 3, we roll to cover 4.
And he threw for 4 touchdowns.
I know.
That's the thing about it is they're trying to figure out what he does well in this offense, and they learning on the run like the rest of us. Yeah. That's why I want to light him up. I want him running, but like I want him running backwards. Yeah. I don't want him running forward because once he starts to run forward, he become dangerous to us.
He's very, very fast. So, if I was Jack, based off last week, based off the Denver game, I'm saying I think we could win with our front 4.
Yeah,
I think if we have a plan for the keepers, we're going to be all right.
Yeah,
like attack the quarterback.
Got to stop DJ Moore.
Take away those flat coverages, and I'm really glad you brought that up because that's the next point. Best person in their offense is probably
DJ Moore,
right?
Yeah.
What's the matchup there? How do you contain him? Because I really think if you can contain Fields, you contain him. Because what do you say? What do you always say? You're a prisoner of your quarterback, right? So I want to put that quarterback in prison so that he can't get the ball to the best player on the field.
I definitely know that.
and that's why I want to light him up. You're a prisoner to him. And DJ Moore is the key to unlocking the offense. Yeah. You take him out the game, you're good. But you can't run 2-man under because you can't turn your back to a running quarterback. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to take him away.
Would you want to run 2-man under to him?
No, I can't run 2-man under to him, but I can do some cover 6 where we running cover 4 to the side that he on, or cover 2 to the side that DJ Moore is on.
Which we run a lot.
And we can flip the opposite side.
Yeah. So he's a guy that I think is really interesting. Khalil Herbert, is that his name? Yeah,
Khalil Herbert is
the running back.
Yeah, he can run.
He's a bigger body guy. Kind of reminds me of Connor from week 1.
He reminds me of the other kid, too. They had Montgomery.
And
he's one of those stocky backs.
Yeah. Doesn't scare you from like an explosive play standpoint, but is a consistent downhill runner.
Just right here. All day.
You got to tackle him.
Yeah.
You got to tackle him. So I think that's something you got to account for.
The question is, what do the Bears do well? What, like, if
let that silence fill you out. Let that silence fill you out.
What they hang their hat on? Basically, what you're saying.
It's literally it was the last. This weekend was the first time that they showed any sign of offensive life. Yeah. Prior to that, it was hard.
Nothing.
It was hard.
Lock. You hear me?
Hard to watch with it because it wasn't even like, oh, Justin isn't seeing it. Like Justin wasn't seeing some stuff, but there's concepts that were bad. The protection was bad. So maybe they figured it out. Maybe this is the formula. I don't know, but there's not a lot they do well. We just highlighted some of the playmakers that you're going to have to contend with. Yeah. In terms of receivers, they got Equinemius St. Brown, a guy that I like, but it's not like a killer.
It ain't flipped the switch for him yet.
Kemp is the tight end from Notre Dame. Is that his name?
Yep.
Is that right? He's a solid player. So that's kind of what we're saying.
Yep.
Sub-average offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay skill positions, and a young quarterback who's figuring out. This should be a game that the defense, you want to see a dominant defense. You want to see the defensive line be dominant. This feels to me like the game that should be.
The only thing the Bears really do well is
Just don't say you're going to say some crazy.
Well, they was known for their defense.
Yeah, they used to be, but now they known for like finding honey and finding salmon and screens and stuff like that. Other than that, these bears do nothing. Maybe they Yogi Bear and they steal picnic baskets. I don't know, but I'm telling you right there, I'm with you to the point where I don't know what they do. They haven't showed us their identity. I don't know who you are.
Gosh, and so you mentioned the defense and what they do well. There's nobody. I'm looking at their defensive roster right now, and this is not a good way to do this. This is not a good way to scout. But there's not one name on here that you're like, oh, that guy.
Eddie Jackson hurt?
He is hurt. Tremaine Edmonds, they paid a lot of money to.
He hurt?
No, he's playing T.J. Edwards. Those are the two names that they paid a lot of money to this offseason.
Yeah.
But in terms of building your team, I don't think there's a dumber thing to do than pay a middle linebacker a lot of money.
Thank you.
Because
unless he's special.
And he's the easiest guy in the defense to manipulate.
Yeah.
He's the easiest guy to take advantage of. If he doesn't have a defensive line, he doesn't have the secondary, which they don't really. We should be able to take advantage. So
barbecue baked chicken.
We're not saying look past the Bears because any given Sunday, right?
You can't.
But they're this is a roster.
The Bears.
That we should be able to dominate.
Yep, you're right.
And I don't know. Like, what do you think, Tanner?
I'm with you, Thor.
Nah, you hit it spot on. But one of the things that we know that you just can't come in there with that kind of mindset.
Can't
you know
do
what I mean?
that.
Like, even though we feel like on paper you look at them, they should dominate.
Yes.
Yeah. As a player, I never looked at my opponent as a easy walk in the park. I always took it like, man, he can come out here and embarrass me. So I'm trying to embarrass him from the start of the whistle. You know what that's
almost what happened this weekend with
Philadelphia.
No, with whatchamacallit, with the Broncos. Like that roster is a better roster than the Bears.
Yeah.
And the Bears gave them everything they could handle.
Yeah.
And so you don't want them coming out with some trick plays, explosives, finding some creases in their defense.
It don't take but one play to get come.
They have nothing to lose right now.
Yeah, that's a dangerous man.
You 0-4. You on Thursday night football. Man, you gonna come out with the stops.
No, I drive like when I'm driving on the highway, I can always tell the dude in the regular car with nothing to lose.
The one that's all banged up.
I am afraid of this dude.
I done had plenty of them little road rage accidents or incidents, and I see the lady over there, and she like, and I'm like this. You know what? You right.
You're right. Like I'm gonna leave you alone. I am going 2 lanes to the left because they are dangerous.
I'm gonna keep myself over here. The Lord knows I want to cuss you out, but guess what? You win.
So one thing I want to ask you guys before we move on to our next segment with our special guest, is 2 things. One, we got to do predictions. The other thing I want to ask you is, how does this game with Philadelphia emotionally impact this Thursday night game?
I think it's good that we're playing a game so quick. That now you get to turn the page and, let it linger.
Are you emotionally still like, man, are you thinking about Philadelphia still?
No. It's over with. It's over with.
But and
we got to turn the page because we got 72 hours before our next game.
All right.
And the thing about it is, it doesn't give me chance to like literally soil myself, just lose myself. Yeah. Because I have to focus on, whatever plays I didn't make last game, I got to make them against the Bears.
Yeah. Well, so that's what I
want to hear.
Because we've been a part of teams, and maybe you don't consciously think about this, where it's a tough game. I'm trying to think of a good example where it's like it's close, it's a slugfest, and then you are not as emotional. Like nothing's different in your mind, but you're not physically and emotionally as up as you need to be for the next one. Just because that last one was so tough.
Took the gas out.
Yeah, it's like you're still fatigued kind of from that game.
You're running on fumes.
Well,
and I know you've been in games like that. I know
I've been in games where I was disappointed with myself.
Yeah.
So it was I couldn't wait to play again. And this is the game that they have. I never had a game where I came off a game where we should have won, and then we had to wait. We had 2 days before the game, so they have a Thursday night game. Yeah. So this is perfect timing.
Well, you like Thursday night games anyway.
I told you that. You remember that? I love Thursday night.
I hate them.
Because I just feel like, look, we got a short little mini weekend. We go in and dominate these dudes.
See, that's all he worried about is the weekend.
It ain't about the weekend because I ain't going nowhere. I was right here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't take no vacation.
No, it allows you to watch college football.
Yeah, but I'm like, shit, we still here. It ain't no vacation. But I'm just saying, far as I love to play now. I hated the practice part of it. I like to play. So when you coming off that emotional roller coaster that they just went through, they're not devastated by that. Yeah, they mad for that little short period of time, but they went home and laid on them pillars last night like, boy,
we could have beat them.
We got something to feel good about.
Yeah.
And now in practice, that tempo, that pep.
So you think it's going to build them? You think it's going to build them?
Yeah. Because it's like, now let's go treat the team that we supposed to beat like the teams we supposed to beat. Yeah. That's the big thing.
All right, so let's do game predictions real quick.
All right.
So, Tanny, you want to start?
Nah, you start.
Okay, Fred, start.
All right. We're going against the Bears, and I will say I'm looking for an outburst by the Airwolf, young Sam Howell.
Outburst.
I'm looking for him to go down the field. I'm looking for a great game from my 2 outside receivers. All right, I'm looking for Dotson and McLaurin to have those type games. It'll be the first game this year they both go over 100 yards as a pair. I am going Washington 33, because we've been in the 30s, to the Bears 10. Tension on my mind.
Like do we have the spread somewhere? Can we look that up real quick?
Yeah, we are 7-point favorites.
7-point favorite.
7 points. I go.
Okay.
I think this is a game where you take advantage of getting those guys in the backfield a little more acclimated to this offense. You see, every week we've been doing better with getting Robinson the ball, getting AG the ball. So I think our running game kind of wakes up this Thursday night. We go out there and take it to them a little bit. And you don't have to worry about using Sam that much. And now that opens, which people, Logan always said, we don't need to run to open our pass because we pass automatically out the gate. But I do believe that with the run game, we control the ball, control the clock. 28 points. I get the Bears 14. I think they're one of those teams that they're going to score. They they have too many. I can't say too many, but they have two special guys on the offense that I feel like I think highly of that can make something happen. But I say 28-14.
Yeah, because I think they can go the other way. I think the Bears.
Robinson over 100 yards the rushing.
Okay,
this week.
I like that. I that feels good to me. I'm gonna say 28-20 is what I'm going to say because I think that Chicago's going to come out. They're going to be
feisty.
They're going to be feisty, right? They're going to have a little bit of confidence after last week. I think they got a formula for Fields. Hopefully, Jack says no, thank you, and it's 10 to 30, like you said, Fred. I think that's very reasonable. Yeah. But I think I'm just going to say, play the percentages. They're going to come out. They're an NFL team.
I'm just saying they just lost a close one to Denver, and now 4 days later they got to come to Washington. I just think it's going to take its toll.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're hoping for a good game and hoping to get a W. All right, so now our special guest, AP Anna, pop culture consultant and commentator.
Yep.
Anything pop culture, that's why you're here. And we don't like to talk about pop culture, but now it's becoming like a thing, Anna.
No, it's part of the sports world now.
I know. Now that's why you're here. It's becoming a thing. That's why you're here.
Know Fred knows.
What you got for us this week, Anna?
Well, I was first going to say, I feel like you could write a dissertation about Taylor Swift being in the sports world, celebrities in the sports world. Things are changing. This is
so. What is like? So you say things are changing, and what is changing? You think that? Because I think about. This is kind of like a fallback into normalcy, right?
I would say entertainment being connected.
Because I grew up in L.A., right? Yeah. And everyone would go to the L.A. games all the time, the Lakers games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they'd be there. So this feels kind of normal. And the game was in New York, so why not come out for the game in New York? I don't know. What do you think, Anna?
No, I think that seems pretty explanatory. Yeah.
I actually think the actors and the entertainers are using that sports platform as a whole nother springboard. Yeah. I think Drake and Lil Wayne showed them if you interact with sports, it pays you more than anything. Because come on, we had Ryan Reynolds there, aka Deadpool. We had Wolverine in the house. Mm-hmm. We had everybody in there.
How do you know
Blake
these people?
Lively, Sabrina Carpenter.
So Anna, who was the most surprising celebrity that was there?
Ooh. I was surprised to see Ryan Reynolds there.
What?
I love Ryan Reynolds.
See, to me, Hugh Jackman, he's not even American. He doesn't like football. What do you mean?
But he Wolverine.
He's more. Actually, he would be more surprising than Ryan Reynolds because Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are like best friends with Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
they're really, really good friends.
That's why you tune in, ladies and gentlemen.
So Jason over here is saying, this is a PR stunt. This is a PR stunt.
It is a PR stunt.
I don't think it is.
Why?
Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, it is. But
name a best friend. They best friends.
Right, but if you have a friend who plays for a professional sports team, wouldn't you utilize them to go to the game?
Well, also you look at it like this too.
But they don't have a friend. Taylor Swift supposedly.
Taylor Swift is a friend. Her friends know that Taylor Swift friends are actors, right?
Yeah.
What's going on right
singers.
now? And what's going on?
It's the writer's strike?
It's a strike.
Yeah.
So guess what? I'm going to be seen.
I love it, Tana.
I'm going to be seen at a football game that Taylor Swift has so many people putting their eyes on right now. You know, her and Kelsey to talk, so we're going to be the talk too.
She got a Kelsey? I want one too. That's what the women saying. That her friends is. Ooh, look at what sports is doing for her. So all the NFL football players now they looking. Everybody trying to find their. Why ain't nobody talking about the fact that OBJ and Kim Kardashian seem to be starting a relationship, but we being flooded.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah,
y'all didn't hear this?
Is that true, Anna?
I honestly hadn't even heard of that.
So
if Kardashian has been hanging out,
if Anna hasn't heard it, we're not going to report that.
So you don't believe me?
I'll be back.
Next
time I'm back, I'll confirm or deny that one.
Okay.
But I think it's a big deal that you're seeing this. Maybe I never noticed this, but it's all over E-News, People, TMZ. Like you're seeing so much of sports there now, and it's like
it's like cross-pollinating.
Because they found out that we are American sport. Yeah. We like football. The NFL has the best thing on TV.
It's glamorous.
The longest running reality show of all time.
If that's what everybody tuning in around this time of the year, we need to be a part of.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think it's also the more this goes on, the less I think this is a real relationship. Yeah. Because it's like because on the TMZ stuff, the football's getting a ton of pub.
It's gonna crash
and we're bringing people
regardless
to the party, right? And I think that's the whole point, right? It's like I can't and then ESPN is bringing stuff to the media side. Like we're talking about Hugh Jackman right now.
And guess what? That game that they put on with the Toy Story.
Oh yeah,
it was terrific.
You watched it? I didn't watch it.
It's all 22.
No, it was so good that all of the football fans are begging to have it weekly with every game so their kids can watch the game with them.
So, but it's the thing that's great about it is it's all 22, so you actually get a better feel
of the
for
game.
the plays.
Yeah.
Oh, so you watching it from how we watched the all
Yeah.
22?
Yes.
But they in like cartoon
So was it
mode.
not? So was it not like no noise and no sound?
No, they had sounds, explosions, paint. Like it was just.
okay.
It was. Which, like, if you had a young child, like most people say, I could not get my child from in front of the TV watching it. And that was the first time I could watch a game with my child, and they watched every play. So I think the NFL blew it out the water so much that NBA gonna have to do it. Hockey gonna have to do it. Tennis gonna have to do it.
Do they have it recorded?
No,
I gotta go see
it. Yeah, you can watch the
recording. There's like on, I think it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
right?
but it's live. They live streaming it at the same time as the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Anna. Also, let's talk about Mama Kelsey real quick. How about that? What do we get?
So interesting.
Why?
I think, well, it's Jake from State Farm.
Yes.
Is that they get just basically get like a free Allstate commercial, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they just got one.
It's
State Farm. Sorry, Allstate.
But you know he got a
Farm.
commercial with Pat Mahomes already with State Farm.
Yeah.
Kelsey does.
So yeah. So is that? Do you think that they paid to sit next to her? Do you think they did that?
100%.
Okay.
But I think, well, to just bring it back to Taylor Swift argument, I think you could say it's less and less real, but I think both of them have nothing to lose. They're both so successful.
Yeah.
There's nothing to lose, and you could
Chiefs
gain
do.
a little. Well, the NFL can.
Yeah, the NFL can
winning.
Yeah, we're winning. I mean,
media- the
Kelsey
sports can.
personally could lose because, if it affects his performance on the
No,
field.
he can only lose if he cheats on her in the Swift Nation.
What
Come
do you,
for him.
What do you think? Is that?
Oh, they'll come after. Oh no, it'll be game over.
They're gonna eat him up, but and then
Crash
she gonna
and
drop
burn.
that album 87 Ways to Break My Heart. And it's going platinum.
She's not a country singer though.
People are crazy.
No, she is a singer.
He is fool.
Okay,
Doesn't
what do we
even
got?
matter, the
Let's hear it.
album.
What we got, Anna? What we got?
Okay. Well, Jason wanted me to go through the full list,
Let's hear it.
and I feel like we covered a lot of them. Ryan Reynolds,
just rattle out. Okay,
Blake
right.
Lively, Hugh Jackman, Sophie Turner, Paul Rudd, Sabrina Carpenter. Basically, you have half the Marvel universe.
Oh
I
my
think,
gosh.
was
And
there.
Game of Thrones, Sansa.
Yeah, Sophie Turner.
So maybe
icon.
they was in New York doing something on their own too. You know.
I mean, New York
No.
seems like a spot where people live.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are there, so it's just a little bit easier. I don't think you'll see any of them in Kansas City, except for Paul Rudd.
Yep. Paul Rudd
what?
is there. Aunt May.
He lives in Kansas City.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Aunt May.
He's a
Whoa.
fan. Well, I don't think he lives there. I think he's just a fan.
All right. So now like we had to give. Oh, what do we got? One more.
I have one more? Well, oh. Yeah, I do have one more. Basically, I'm wondering
Tell us
if
about
you could bring a celebrity
Oh,
to the
to
game.
any football game, who would you bring?
to up my what's the goal of bringing the
Yeah, I was
celebrity?
gonna say, am I bringing like somebody I want to date, or am I bringing just a celebrity?
Let's go with the publicity, along the publicity line of things.
I would
for
probably
clout.
Like who's the most famous person that you know?
I would probably bring. Oh, do I have to really know these?
No. I'm saying, but like
be
who's
anybody.
like who like to me
Person
that
that's in your phone right now that you probably can call and say
Nah,
what's up.
absolutely.
I can
Nobody.
tell Matthew McConaughey meet me at the game.
would he come?
Yeah, he's a Washington fan.
Should
I
you?
didn't interview.
Do you want to?
I
Do
can
you
Call
call
him,
him.
Fred.
have your phone right now?
Yeah,
Call him.
You want me to call him right now?
Yeah.
Call him up.
he's the type of
Man.
uh,
Man, can you hear me?
Oh, I don't have service. I don't have
Yeah,
service.
my T-Mobile that went out.
Matthew, no, but he came to
He comes to all
he
the
done-
time.
I know he's like a fan.
All of a
Yeah.
Came out again.
So that's kind of cheating.
Fred always got some bull up his sleeve,
Hey,
man.
I would love to bring like Cardi B with me to the game.
As a date.
Cardi
Yeah.
B ain't come with you as no damn
I
date.
know she got Offset. Why she
gonna
want me?
say, yeah,
Who would you
she's
bring,
taken.
Mr. L.A.?
I cannot bring a female because I'm married.
'Cause you're married,
So,
then go and stay
but
married.
if I was gonna bring somebody, I don't even know, like someone famous.
Yeah.
Like-
you look like you would show up with like Chris Hemsworth and he'll make you look
That'd-
small.
That'd be pretty. I would make Chris Hemsworth look tiny. Funny story.
No, you wouldn't.
Because think about this. He weighs 215, right?
Yeah.
I weigh 270.
And it ain't spread it out. all
Not
right.
the same as him, but he's got he's a slighter guy than me. So like people would look at us together and be like,
It'd be
Logan,
like, you the real Thor.
yes, yeah, you look like a fat guy, right? So that's that. So I don't know. I'd probably bring like who was the guy that came and talked to us? The politician guy. It doesn't matter. It was, but that, something like
Peterman?
No, definitely not Nate Peterman.
Hey, why this dude here so funny?
See, I don't know enough celebrities to even like play this game.
what's
Like
the movie
the person
like?
I would
Is
bring
there
would be
a movie?
Taylor Swift, because they would just be like, who is like,
And why she
That's
with
too
tight
easy.
ends?
yeah, why
all
is
the
she
time?
with tight ends, and why is she with this guy who's married? Why is she?
All
What's
right.
going on?
Tanner, who you bringing?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I know nothing but rappers. I know.
So best rapper you'd bring?
He'll bring Rick Ross with him.
I got to bring the whole crew of Miami rappers I know. Me, Flo Rida, Rick Ross, Trick Daddy. Them the guys I kind of like.
Young
you know what I
Miami,
mean?
yeah.
Like I can like literally call them, or probably one of my newer rapper friends, Cameron. I think Cam will come. Killer Cam will come. Even though DC did him wrong last time he was up here.
Yeah, I understand. He
You know
can't be coming around
who
here.
I'd bring? I just thought about it.
Yeah.
I'd bring Lionel Messi to a football game.
Oh,
That's who I would bring to a football
That's
game.
a good one.
Messi.
I'd
know
bring
Messi?
Beyonce.
I don't know Messi.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying, who would you bring?
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
She would win.
And the Beehive.
You'd bring Beyonce over Taylor Swift.
No, she a Swiftie.
I love Taylor, but I feel like if Taylor's off the table,
Then
I'm
you
taking
going with the
Beyonce.
Beehive.
Yeah.
But see, y'all went
She's
from
the
saying
next-
who y'all would bring or just somebody. Y'all
Yeah,
know.
I mean, because I don't
Yeah.
know anybody. So you,
I'm lost.
Because if I
if you
had
could
my
bring
pick,
anybody, who would you bring?
Anybody?
Barack Obama.
Hell.
That's
who I'm bringing.
That would be pretty
The
cool.
president with me. All right? I'm in here.
Anybody, dead or alive.
All right.
Come on, you can't be bringing Michael Jackson. Come on, dude.
Say anybody. Who I want to bring?
Who'd you bring?
Let me see who I want to bring.
Yeah, dead or alive. Go for it. I'm just
Dead or
curious to hear your answer.
Elvis.
Tupac.
That would be sick.
No,
That would be
I had to
sick.
call Pac up, but Pac would shut the whole damn stadium.
Yeah, I
down.
know.
Yeah.
You won't even be. It won't be no game. Just imagine if Tupac was still living right now. Like,
Well, imagine
how-
if Tupac came back from the dead and came to a game.
Yeah.
Like you.
Well, they say he been in Jamaica.
That's what I heard.
and you saw him.
I seen him at CBS the other day. I was in there getting coffee, man. He was like
Tupac's
thug like.
Nah, but you know, it's just funny to me. Like, just see how much time has passed since Tupac and Biggie's death, and
But-
how the music industry has
entertainment just
changed.
changed. Yeah.
But just picture those guys now as the star they was then. Like, say they stardom never dropped. They the biggest they was then. Now, the world has changed so much. Those guys, they will be bigger than life.
If Notorious never dies, we might not have the birth of Jay-Z. That's the way things
no
go.
both of those guys.
That's what I'm
Both of those
saying.
guys.
You know
they
how
had to go for Jay-Z to be
So-
who Jay-Z is.
Okay, one last question for Anna. At the next big game, next Monday night game, what celebrity do you want to see there? You're like, man, that's a surprise. I'd love to see them watching football.
Ooh.
Martha Stewart. I love
Snoop
Martha
Dogg.
Stewart.
Snoop Dogg,
Snoop Dogg.
but he goes to USC games all the time.
No, but he
No,
goes
they-
to Pittsburgh Steelers games all
Yeah.
the time.
He was supposed to. Well, everybody keeps saying Snoop Dogg's going to come to Boulder, but he doesn't.
Oh,
I got,
He most
I got a funny
He's gonna
Snoop
be
Dogg
us.
story. You want to hear it?
Yes.
So when I was in Houston, we played at the LA Chargers when they were playing at like the Home Depot field.
Yeah.
And so he's all there and fully decked out in his Chargers gear.
Yeah.
And we beat the Chargers. And we're in the locker room after the game, and this dude walks in full Houston gear.
Yeah.
And is like celebrating with us, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had switched his
just
stuff.
went to the
He
bathroom.
had switched his stuff, came in, and everyone was like, Snoop! But everyone had seen him like on the Jumbotron.
You're like, come on, dude. You really went, Ronnie.
So,
Hey,
I got a story. I got a story about Snoop too. I'm talking about Snoop.
Yeah.
Sure
Snoop,
you gotta-
Snoop,
So
same people.
we had just beat Florida State my senior year in college, and we on the high. I'm talking about, you can just imagine that bus riding back to our campus, and we just sitting there talking about all the players, and like, boy, we going here, we going there, and I get out the car, I get out the bus, and I'm getting ready to go and get into my car so I can go home. And these dudes just jump out of this damn, like, back then it wasn't called a Sprinter,
Yeah.
but it was like a Sprinter
Yeah.
band. And they got a number 6 jersey, like, hey, you got tickets to the Up and Smoke concert, Snoop in town. He wants you to sign this jersey. He's
Yeah.
gonna wear it tonight on stage. I didn't get a chance to meet him, but I'm like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
dope
He
shit.
came out,
Like, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
That's cool.
I signed a jersey. I'm like, I ain't,
I forget-
me.
I forget.
wasn't going to no concert after that game. So,
Anna, what you got?
Okay, I have one last question for Santana
What you got,
being
Anna?
from Miami.
Yeah.
Have you ever met Pitbull, Mr.
Pitbull,
Worldwide?
yeah.
Mr. Worldwide?
I've been around
I love
Pitbull.
him.
Like,
You know what's-
I never went up to him and just say, what's up?
Because you're,
Next time you
you're
should.
so chill, Tana, I forget that you're like kind of like legit famous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you
Like,
understand something too. Like,
Yeah.
I'm one of those guys. I've been around
Don't
people.
be trying to pin us against each other.
Look, I've been around folks more than I've met them. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
because
I'm
you
one-
kind of run in that circle. Of
Yeah,
people.
I'm not big on introducing myself to people, because normally when I meet somebody and they know me, like we was at the game yesterday, me and B Mitch, and Hugh Douglas walk up. You know what I mean? You know Hugh, who played for the
Yeah.
Philly, And so I go up to him.
The DN?
Yeah. I go up to him. I say, "What's up, Santana?" Man, I know you, man. But I don't know you. Know me. Like, so, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm one of those guys like that around everybody. But I've been around them all. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting the cut and won't even say nothing, but I saw you, and I'm cool with that.
But see, I Method Man, my guy too. So I done had good conversations. Just interviewed him a week ago again.
Did you?
So yeah,
for what?
Most definitely for my podcast with me, Morris Chestnut, and Josina Anderson.
Oh,
and see, he got a podcast with Morris, or what his name is, Morris Chestnut.
Oh, they women love him.
But you won't bring him to the game. You sitting up here thinking.
No. This is why I won't bring Morris Chestnut to the game, because he's a Philadelphia fan.
All right.
That's all he talk about is Philadelphia.
Okay, Anna.
Okay, I'm so sorry. One more, I promise. Yeah. Okay, Santana's a big deal, and I recognize Fred had a funny moment regarding somebody maybe thinking you were.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, somebody walked up to me at the first game of the year because all the fans was back. And was like, "Hey, Santana Moss." So I started to look around.
Oh,
and they was talking to me. And I was like, you know what? I want them to be happy. And they were like, "Sign my jersey." I was like, "No problem."
Fred did
so I signed it.
Only
Santana
Fred
Moss.
would do.
I signed it Santana Moss, and they walked away happy, skipping.
So you think they know that it's not his autograph yet?
I don't even got a beard.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying, do you think they?
They don't know. They
upset when they really realize what my autograph is when they look at it.
They finna sell it on eBay. Just don't know.
Do you have a picture of what your autograph looked like, Fred?
Frantana Moss. I gotta go by Frantana. You know when I'm in the stadium.
Yeah, sorry, but like we got a signature. So if someone signed your jersey and it looks like this, it's not really. It's actually Fred Smoot. So it's probably worth more money.
I signed a Logan Paulson jersey the other day.
And
so if someone confuses us two, we got some problems.
Don't be surprised. My signature is not even my name. Okay, so that's the thing about it. Y'all be looking at that signature, and be like, "Boy, he spelled his whole name on it."
All right. Well, hey, Anna, thank you so much for coming in. The insights always appreciated.
Swifties.
For Fred, Santana, and myself, thank you guys so much for watching. And please make sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts, and check out the Commanders YouTube channel.
Peace.